On your mark, get set. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live! I'll write it and we'll do it live!
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Kevin Durant, you should have left California.
This bronsexual upset me in having to bring this teenage idiot from Wisconsin into a sports conversation. Are you really surprised that the Cowboys are giving up on Ezekiel Elliott?
Whoa. Hell no! Well, no one cares about baseball.
Bitch, are you for real?
Oh, yeah! Oh, my voice is going to... Y'all see this, right? Oh, jeez. My EP, the EP of all EPs, strikes again. Good Lord. I love it. I love it. Good morning. Welcome to the wacky bronsexual Wednesday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. We got a lot to get to, including Stephen Curry rescuing the Warriors in overtime against the Boston Celtics. Jalen Hurts laments the Eagles' third loss in a row with some very damning comments, and you already know what we do for hour two. Let me take a few minutes here to thank everybody for sticking with us, for sticking with the show, for sticking with me as I went through another health scare recently. As I told you guys on Monday, had to deal with a kidney failure, but it's been rescued. It's been given a lot of fluids, and I have completely cut myself off from caffeine. I have to. If I'm going to stick around and give my wife a 50th year anniversary, which I promised to do, and my daughter reminded me of it this morning, then I have to kill the caffeine habit once and for all. I have to. That include, I can't even do decaf coffee because it still has a little caffeine in it. So it's got to be cold turkey. And you notice we started an hour later. That is because it gives me a chance to get home, get situated, get my daughter situated from work and all that good stuff. Let me welcome the folks watching on Zebo TV. I owe y'all a promo. I'll get that to you. Thanks also to the folks at BS3 TV. I owe y'all a promo. I'll get that to you. Shady Sports Network is with us this morning, and all of our rowdy friends that hang out with us each and every day. Thank you. We love you. And let's get down to business. Here's a short version of the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. For only $700,000, you can own a home right next to the legendary Lambeau Field. I just learned 3 new words. No, thank you. Ja Morant is back at his first game from suspension. He finishes with 34 points. He also hits a buzzer beater to beat the New Orleans Pelicans with the game tied and 9.1 seconds remaining. Morant drove to the cup and sunk a floater over the Pelicans' Herbert Jones as time went dead to give the Grizzlies a win. A perfect ending to a perfect day, and it ended a 5-game skid for the Memphis Grizzlies. So Ja Morant is back, And hopefully the Grizzlies will be back as well. Florida State discussing their future in the ACC after the college football playoff snub. They have renewed in-depth discussions about its long-term future in the ACC in recent weeks. That snub, which occurred after the Seminoles completed a perfect 12-0 regular season before winning the ACC championship game, angered many at the university and among its board of trustees, essentially the last straw after years spent voicing their displeasure with the conference. The situation is expected to come to a head in the near future and be formally discussed soon. To be clear, Florida State is not leaving the ACC in the near future, but is merely weighing its options. Let me pose a question to Seminole fans. Who did y'all play this past season of significance? Who did you play of significance? And besides you playing the ACC, I should tell you everything you need to know right there. C.J. Stroud is likely out for Sunday against the Cleveland Browns. He's still battling a concussion. And man, I love watching C.J. Stroud play. But if the concussion protocol is not met, then he cannot get on the field. Well, that will be that. I got a special announcement here. But for now, that's the Whip Around presented by Fanatics. Coming up next, Stephen Curry waves night-night to the Boston Celtics. And I have a special announcement about a project that I am putting together. And I'll tell you all about it when you all get back. This is Snowman in the Morning, your midday sports-tacular. More after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do two circles, and that translates to I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pick'ems. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
What? Oh, there we go. Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning on this Wednesday. If you wanted to help us out, if you're watching on YouTube, hit that like button, hit that subscribe button. And tell your friends about Snowman Multimedia because we got a lot going on here. You can also help us by making a donation to the Cash App. The sign you need is $ Tallman Dr. K50 or $ host Cole Johnson. That is how you can join us. And you can also join us in the Fanatics Feedback Zone, like our good friend Sick Diggy from Scandinavia has joined us this morning. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night to you, my friend. Thank you for joining us and for being one of our faithful listeners and followers. All right, let's go to San Francisco, but not for the 49ers, at least not yet. Stephen Curry rescued the Warriors and hit a 3 with 12 seconds left to put the Celtics away in a wild 132-126 victory last night. He let fly a high arcing 3, just like those he practices time and again during his extensive pregame routine, and it swished through the net right in front of his wild celebratory Warrior teammates on the bench, and he cut loose with the night celebration, which he premiered in 2022 during the Warriors' run to their 4th championship. Trace Jackson Davis, the fabulous rookie, said it was a pot of gold at the end of the rainbow. TJD delivered a key block against Jalen Brown in overtime and notched his first double-double with 10 points and 13 rebounds as the Warriors, as mentioned, rallied past the Celtics 132-126 last night. Curry caught a skip pass from Chris Paul, who corralled an offensive rebound and connected on that 3 with a dozen seconds remaining. He finished with 33 points, and the Warriors made enough timely plays to stop Boston's 5-game winning streak. Coach Steve Kerr said, quote, "Nothing shocks me with Steph. That shot was insane. The catch and shoot, the arc, but I fully expected it to go in, and I think all of our fans did too. The guy's magical. I can't explain it. That's just kind of stuff he does. He does." Close quote. He does in his 14th year. Jonathan Kuminga made a steal and uncontested dunk to put the Warriors ahead in overtime, and then grabbed a key rebound on the other end that led to another scoring play. Klay Thompson hit a tying 3-pointer with 2:18 left in regulation. Then Derek White answered from deep before Curry connected from the top to even it again at 121. The Celtics missed 4 shots on their next possession. And again, before the buzzer sounded for regulation, there were other key opportunities wasted before the final minute of overtime. Man, oh man, Jalen Brown finished with 28 points. Derek White scored 30 in just a second loss over the last 10 for the Boston Celtics, who have the NBA's league leading record at 20-6. Jason Tatum added 15 points, 8 rebounds, and 7 assists as the Celtics began a 4-game road trip in California. He limped to the locker room, favoring his left ankle at the 7:45 mark in the first, returned to the bench about 4 minutes later, then was back on the floor to start the second quarter. That was a positive on the night. The Celtics 7'3" big man Kristaps Porzingis was out to rest his strained left calf. As mentioned, Klay Thompson scored 24 points and knocked down a 3 with 3:56 left in the fourth that pulled the Warriors to within 114-110. He's gone 36 of 71 over the past 4 games after being held to 7 points and 2 for 10 shooting on December 12th at Phoenix. Kurt said, quote, "He's changed our team with his shot selection in the last 4 or 5 games, whatever it's been," close quote. With his 2,291st career 3 made at the 4:46 mark of the first, Thompson passed Vince Carter for 8th on the NBA's all-time list. These Warriors, man, just when you think they're dead, they rise from the dead. This is a game that they had to have. They absolutely had to have it. To beat a team with not just a better record than you, but the league's leading record, the league's leading team. They were 20-5 coming in. You knew they were going to give you hell on your home floor at the Chase Center. But Stephen Curry was being Stephen Curry. Why are we not surprised? Are you not entertained by this 6'3" assassin in his 15th year? Real-time research coming up. I think this is his 15th year. I want to say this is his 15th year. This is his 15th year. Can you believe that? This is his 15th year, and he's still doing stuff like he did when he was a rookie. High arcing threes, night-night celebration, rescuing the Warriors. And while Draymond Green sits and laments his stupidness, his stupidity, better word. This has got to turn the Warriors around. They're languishing in last place in the Pacific Division. More real-time research coming. And yet, I believe they're only 4.5 games out of first place in the Pacific Division. As a matter of fact, the Warriors are sitting 11th right now, one game behind the Phoenix Suns. And the Warriors have won 3 in a row. The Warriors have won 3 in a row. Should that not frighten you? It should frighten me. And I'm a Warrior fan. Even with all the turmoil, with all of the craziness going on right now, I can say, and I will say, that they are getting their act together. The Kings lead the Pacific Division. The Warriors are 4 games out of the Pacific Division lead. They're a game under 500, and yet they're only 4 games out of the Pacific Division lead, and they've already beaten the Kings twice. So should the race get closer, like right after Christmas, they got 2 games in hand with Sacramento. I don't want to read too much into this because so many things can happen, and I realize that. But the Warriors are not dead. It's Curry, Thompson, and Chris Paul, along with Jonathan Kuminga and rookie big man Trace Jackson Davis, that are keeping the Warriors afloat and that are helping to get the Warriors' act together. And should the Warriors get their act together, I would be frightened. Jonathan Kuminga, you need to really, really play big. You really need to play like a big man. And just assert yourself. Trace Jackson Davis, same thing. It's early in the season. It's early. It's December. It's not April. And again, the Warriors are only 4 games out of the Pacific Division lead. They can turn it on at any time. You all know this. And the best part about it, it's early. It is very, very early. It's early in the year. Don't look now, but the Warriors are getting everything together. That's all I'll say. Don't look now. A pause, and when we come back, Jalen Hurts speaks. The Eagles better listen. Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson. Back after this.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. You kids from the block. New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck. Matt Damon. Go yourself again. Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pelicans. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying. But this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Welcome back to Snowman in the Morning. We are presented by BetUS.com. BetUS.com, where the game begins. Speaking of games, the Philadelphia Eagles have lost 3 games in a row. And Jalen Hurts decided to say something. Following Monday's last-minute loss to the Seahawks in Seattle on a night when the weather was bad, Lucky Charm security keep Dom DeSandro was relegated to a suite. The defense was under new management, and Jalen Hurts was playing despite a sick bout that compelled him to travel separately from his teammates. The Philly quarterback seemed to question his teammates in the aftermath. Hurts said, quote, "I've been talking about execution all year. Being on the same page, everyone being on the same page. We didn't execute. I don't think we're all committed enough." Let me read that again. I don't think we are all committed enough. Just got to turn it around, you know. It's a challenge that we have to embrace. Just continue to see it through. Let me read that again, and let me do this properly. Jalen Hurts said, quote, being on the same page, everyone being on the same page. We didn't execute. I don't think we're all committed enough. Just got to turn it around. You know, it's a challenge that we have to embrace. Just have to continue to see it through. Hurts also made it clear that he's on the hook too. Close quote. You know what, Jalen Hurts? To put yourself on the hook through, which is what a lot of quarterbacks, Dak Prescott, won't do. I like it. It's just unfortunate that it comes at the behest of a 3-game losing streak, 2 of those 3 times where you got beat up. You got beat up by the Dallas Cowboys. And then and before that, you got beat up at home by the San Francisco 49ers. Those kind of losses can wreck a team. Yes, I said it, wreck a team. Sports PSP is in the house, and he presents this challenge. Start, bench, and cut. Anthony Edwards, Zion Williamson, Ja Morant. Cut them all. There. Problem solved. Cut them all. Back to business. For the comments that Jalen Hurts made, and he's holding himself accountable as well as his teammates, I like it. Now you just have to figure out the magic elixir to turn it around, because you got the Dallas Cowboys breathing down your neck. You got the Dallas Cowboys breathing down your neck. You have the Giants on Christmas Day. You have the Cardinals after that. And you finish at the Giants. So you have 3 very winnable games for you, Jalen Hurts. The Eagles are sporting a record of 10-4 right now, just as the Dallas Cowboys are. Both 1 game behind the 49ers, who are 11-3. And essentially, they're 2 games behind the 49ers because the 49ers beat them both. But we're talking about Jalen Hurts and the Eagles right now. And again, you host the Giants on Christmas Day. New Year's Eve, you host the Cardinals and Kyler Murray. And then January 7th, with a time to be determined, you play the New York Giants in the Meadowlands. It's about time Jalen Hurts spoke up. It's about time Jalen Hurts spoke out. And it's about time we see a quarterback take some responsibility for what's going on with his team, especially offensively. Because I'm going to say something that's going to ruffle a lot of feathers, but I am going off of what these 51-year-old eyes have seen from Jalen Hurts. And I hate saying it, but then again, I don't hate saying it. Jalen Hurts has regressed. And part of that is the play calling. Cool McCain will tell you that. Part of that is the play calling, and the play calling has not put Jalen Hurts in a position to succeed at all. Go back to the San Francisco game where he had 7 seconds in the pocket on a play to try to get the ball downfield. He didn't take off. He didn't take off running, even though he had lanes to run. But you know what that turned into? It turned into a sack from Javon Kinlaw. It turned into a sack from Javon Kinlaw. Sometimes when I look at Jalen Hurts this year, when I look at Jalen Hurts, period, it seems to me that he's only reading the rush and not reading the entire defense. Am I off in that assessment? It just seems to me he's not reading the entire defense, and because of that, it's led to his regression. I'm not saying he can't read a defense. Not saying that at all. Not saying that at all. But it just seems he's not. It just seems to me He's not. He's only reading the rush. He's trying to get the ball downfield. It seems like to me a lot more this year than he did last year. And he's not using his full capabilities. And I hate saying that about Jalen Hurts because I want to see this young man continue to be successful and continue to always be in the MVP conversation. But you can't be in the MVP conversation if you're regressing. Now, granted, it's a 3-game losing streak, and every quarterback and every team goes through a slump. Saw it up close. I know that. I understand that. But something just doesn't seem right to me when it comes to Jalen Hurts and this Philadelphia offense. Let me pose a question that I've posed all year long. Why would you make the trade for DeAndre Swift and not use him? And you're right, Victor. It's more like the coaching is hampering his ability to play the game. Justin Fields, anyone? But Justin Fields has a lot more problems, and I'll talk about that at a later date. Something seems off about Jalen Hurts, which has led to his regression. From the surface, it looks like he's not reading the entire defense. There have been so many times, go back to the San Francisco game. There have been so many times where he could have taken off and run when he couldn't get the ball downfield, and he didn't. Their confidence is shaken. It has been knocked out from them. I've said this about so many teams. I've said it about the Cowboys. I've said it about the Eagles. I've said it about other good teams that are potential playoff teams. But when you don't have a bell cow running back to lean on, then your abilities are compromised as a quarterback. I've seen it for years at a time. Michael Vick, anyone? And this is when they had this is when the Falcons had Michael the Burner Turner. They didn't use him. At least not properly. The same could be said right now about the Philadelphia Eagles and DeAndre Swift. They only let DeAndre Swift run wild once, and that was the Thursday night game against Philadelphia. That was the Thursday night game against Philadelphia. And since then, matter of fact, let me do some more live time research. Matter of fact, I will bring up. Okay, I want y'all to listen to this. DeAndre Swift has 2 100-yard games. 2. Yes, this is me typing for more live research. Okay. Meanwhile, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. DeAndre Swift, since the trade, has 2 100-yard games. 2. Look at some of these paltry numbers. Against the Jets, 10 carries for 18 yards. Against the Patriots, 1 carry for 3 yards. Against the Cowboys, 11 carries, 39 yards. Against the 49ers, 6 carries, 13 yards. Against the Cowboys at home, 18 carries, 43 yards. 16 for 57 against the Redskins. 15 for 62 against the Dolphins. 17 for 70 at the Rams. Back-to-back games against the Vikings, where he had 28 carries for 175 yards. And against the Buccaneers, 16 carries for 130 yards. His production has dropped off. Running the football has been the greatest asset of the Eagles, and they don't use it. And because DeAndre Swift has suffered production-wise, the Philadelphia Eagles has suffered in production-wise as a team, and a lot of that, again, thank you, Cool McCain, for this point, is on play calling. A lot of that is on play calling, man. You have a bell cow running back. Use him. Take the pressure off Jalen Hurts. Because right now, the pressure on and off the field is getting to Jalen Hurts. You can see it. You can see it. They're so hell-bent on getting the ball downfield and getting the ball downfield through the air that they seem to forget. A lot of games they seem to forget that they have a bell cow running back that they can use and hand the ball 28 times. As mentioned, DeAndre Swift has 2 100-yard games. Meanwhile, Christian McCaffrey has 6 of them, including 2 in succession at home against the Seahawks with 145 and at the Cardinals with 115, and 3 out of the last 4. Thanksgiving night, 114 against the Seahawks. He ran for 93 yards at Philadelphia. That's how you use a bell cow running back. That's how you take the pressure off your quarterback. That's how you allow your quarterback to be a quarterback and put your team in a position to win. And for the last 3 games, Jalen Hurts hasn't done that. And again, a lot of that is play calling. I get that. I understand that. I dig that. Okay? I dig that. What I like about Jalen Hurts is that he's taking accountability for himself as well as his team. He's calling himself out as well as calling his teammates out about being on the same page. You have to be on the same page, especially now with the stretch run. You have 3 very, very, very winnable games. 2 against the Giants and 1 against the Cardinals. Know how much of a chance you got to turn this around, Jalen Hurts and the Eagles? There's so many chances to turn this around. Now, they've clinched a playoff berth. Yes. We'll look at that now. They have clinched a playoff berth. What's going on, RC? RC on the Aces, Caitlin in Iowa. RC, we need to team up for an Iowa Hawkeye game. But for the Eagles, Jalen Hurts, you done me proud by giving yourself and your teammates one of these. Let's take a look at the playoff picture as it stands today. And we will start in the AFC because the only team that has clinched a spot in the AFC are the Baltimore Ravens. They are 11-3. Their next game is the slobber knocker in Santa Clara against the 49ers. Holding the number 2 seed are the Miami Dolphins, 10-4 in the AFC East. They lead the AFC East. They host Dallas. The Chiefs are third, leaders of the AFC West. They host the Raiders. And the Jaguars are fourth. They're in a free fall at 8-6, and they host Tampa Bay. In the fifth, the 3 wild cards are the Cleveland Browns. They got Houston next. The Cincinnati Bengals have Pittsburgh, and the Indianapolis Colts are in the 7 slot as they travel to Atlanta. And I'll have Matt Taylor in an interview on Friday. The 1 spot, the 2 spot, and the 5 spot are pretty much cinched in as the 49ers lead the NFC. They are 11-3. The Cowboys and the Eagles. Cowboys the number 2 seed at 10-4. Eagles holding on to the number 5 seed at the present time, and they host the New York Giants. The Cowboys, I believe, go to Miami, and of course, you know who the 49ers are playing on Christmas night. I'm still praying to do that game. The 3 slot belongs to the Lions. They're 10-4. First in the NFC North. They have the Vikings next. The 4 slot goes to the Buccaneers. They are first in the NFC South. They have Jacksonville. The Vikings hold on to the 6 slot. They have the Detroit Lions and the Rams in the 7 spot. Tomorrow night host New Orleans. AFC bubble goes Texans, Bills, Steelers, Broncos, and Raiders. That is 8, and Chargers. That is 8 through 13. For the NFC, 8 through 13 goes Seahawks, Saints, Falcons, Packers, and if you can believe it, Giants and Bears. How? How the hell are the Giants and Bears 1 game out of a wild card slot? How? I just, that's all I want to know. How? RC, yes, we'll do the Big Ten. We'll do a couple Big Ten conference games because that's what I want to hit. Disgusting that the Bears and Giants are 1 game out. Anyway, that's a look at the playoff picture. The reality check delivered by Jalen Hurts to his team. I'm going to take an extended break, and when y'all get back, it's hour 2, and you know what we do. Back after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids from the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze claw.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Pelicans. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
This should give you a clue of what we have to deal with next. Good gracious. Oy, 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 oy. Stay tuned for more wackiness and the Bronsexual Hour coming up on the second half of Snowman in the Morning with Cole Johnson.
Where did the time go? I don't know how I got here.
You've done the hard part. You quit smoking. Now do the easy part and get scanned for lung cancer. If you smoked, you may still be at risk, but early detection could save your life. Talk to your doctor and learn more at savedbythescan.org.
If you talk, they will hear you.
We all want our kids to grow up safe and healthy, so we show them how. And we tell them with honest conversations that let them know what we expect. Not just one time, but every chance we get. That's especially important when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. Kids not only need to know the dangers and how to avoid them, they need to hear it often from you. And when it comes to pain medications, opioids, they need to know that they should never be taken without a prescription and never shared with friends or family. It's dangerous and illegal. So talk with your kids and guide them through the challenges of growing up safe and healthy. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
So talk, they hear you. You can do it if you try.
He was only 58 years old when he passed away. That outcome could have been different.
Colorado happens to be one of the worst states for radon levels.
It's in our ground, and it seeps up.
The more you breathe radon, the more chance you have of DNA being hit and the cell mutated. The EPA estimates 22,000 lung cancer deaths a year caused by radon.
We all make choices. When it comes to alcohol, kids make choices whether to drink or not.
Bye, Dad.
Bye-bye.
Remember, I'm going to Alex's party tonight and sleeping over.
Have fun. Hey, have a seat for a second. Remind me about that party again?
Alex is just...
And adults make choices whether to talk about it. That's true of parents and every other trusted adult in a kid's life. Kids want to know our expectations when it comes to alcohol and other drugs. They want guidance and honest answers to their questions. And it makes a difference when the message is consistent and part of everyday conversations. So talk with your kids and help lead them on a positive path. Because when you talk, they hear you. For more information about talking with your kids about underage use of alcohol and other drugs, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Yeah. That. Good grief. Second hour of Snowman in the Morning is brought to you in part by Invader Coffee. And since it's Wednesday, we start with this.
This moment of bronsexual stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic bronsexual, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YOKAY. LJPN, now approve all this.
And of course, it goes to this. Because yes, LeBron, it is you. It has always been you. It always will be you. Forever and ever. Amen. Let's go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the BRONSEXUAL Confessions.
Before we get to the main event, and believe me, before we get to the main event, dear Lord, I was minding my own business. I had breakfast this morning. I snuck in a little power nap. Come to my computer, getting ready for the show. And then bam! This! More on that later. Well, it seems our good friend LeBron James doesn't like to be filmed because security stepped in to stop a fan while he was reportedly accompanied by a mystery female companion. Again, a mystery female companion. It's suggested that he could have been at a casino with two other figures and security stopped. And speculation has been sparked from fans questioning why James did not want to be recorded in public with the unidentified woman. Although it cannot be confirmed if she was with him or with the other man seen in the video. This is all nothing but speculation, and I'll leave it at that. But why put yourself in that situation? I will try it again. Oh, thank you, Sick. I didn't do this properly. There's a viral video circulating with LeBron James being with a mystery woman. Why put yourself in that situation in the first place? Why? What is clear is that James was not entirely happy with being caught on camera with security guards, and suing the man did not get a chance to meet the American basketball hero. He ain't a basketball hero. Shut up. He's already come under fire from a week to forget. He's already come under fire for entering a basketball game while the national anthem was being played when he went to watch his son Bronny play at his first collegiate game. Oh, dear Lord. My brain already hurts, but it's going to hurt more. The Orange County Register reporter Luca Evans posted a video on X of James walking into the arena with his younger son Bryce and two of his Sierra Canyon High School teammates. James was criticized for sitting down and failing to remove his hat, which is customary during the Star Spangled Banner, which was taken as a sign of disrespect. Sweet Jesus. You just haven't had the best of weeks, LeBron, have you? I'm not going to speculate on what happened in Vegas. I'm not going to speculate on that. But it seems like, LeBron, this entire week, you took nothing but a big fat... And of course, they're not going to release the name of the mystery woman. Oh no, they don't want that. They don't want another Sharon Reed situation. Oh, did I say that aloud? And to this day, because I spoke her name and a couple of other commenters have spoken her name, no one knows who the hell Sharon Reed is. Look her up. Could this be another one of those situations? I'll leave that speculation out there and wait for the rest of the facts to come out. Should they come out? Should they come out? Because I'll sweep this under the rug as quickly as possible. And if you think he wasn't gambling in Vegas during the NBA Sippy Cup,
stop it. Get some help.
I'll make this simple. Dear LeBron James.
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh. Stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
I have a question. Is LeBron James really an All-American hero?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
I'll ask again. Is LeBron James really an All-American hero? Bishop Bullwinkle?
Hell no. To the no, no, no. Hell to the no. Hell to the no. To the no, no, no.
Not if you're getting caught up like this. I don't want to say I have the feeling that he is going to get caught up. For once, I'd like to be wrong. But given the Sharon Reed situation in the past that no one else wants to talk about, don't count on it. Don't count it out. Probably left this hair system at home. You are wild sick. You are wild sick. I have nothing more to say about this particular situation. Except get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of the BRONSEXUAL Confessions.
I'm not even going to touch that one again until some more facts come out. But that whole situation is looking like this.
Trays, 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 trays.
My head hurts. I'll be back.
Everything Boston. I love you, you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze god.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As he takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pelicans. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
I'd like to thank for a huge assist this morning, as well as Sick Diggy, RC, and the rest that have come through the Fanatics feedback zone. And now I have to do this. The winners and losers of the in-season tournament, aka the NBA Cup. Let's go.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the BRONSEXUAL Confessions.
I hate LeBron James and the coverage he's getting because he did not deserve the MVP of this in-season tournament, and this in-season tournament shouldn't have happened. 24-11. This last Saturday, the Lakers beat Indiana 123-109. In the championship. Who came up with the idea of the Laker Invitational, aka the in-season tournament? Because Victor said it when we had a conversation. If they ever approve the in-season tournament, it's going to be all Lakers. It's going to be all about LeBron. And damn it if he wasn't right. It's all about LeBron. Even though Anthony Davis had 41 points and 20 rebounds and 4 blocks. This is 2020 all over again. This is 2020 all over again. And it's stupid. They did this to glorify LeBron James yet again. Yet again. They did this to glorify LeBron James because he doesn't have... What's going on, Pizzle? They did this to glorify LeBron James yet again and add to an already faltering Hall of Fame resume. I'm looking at this article. Add 2 more lines to LeBron James's basketball Hall of Fame resume. NBA Cup championship and NBA in-season tournament MVP. Who blanking cares? The in-season tournament needs to go away. I mean, it's the fact that they play 82 games a season, okay? They play 82 games. Leave it alone. Ay, ay, ay. Ever since this guy has come into the league, they have found false ways to glorify him because he cannot play the game of basketball correctly. I've said it for 20 years, and I will continue to say it until I go 6 feet under, which ain't going to happen for another 50 years when I celebrate my 50th anniversary with my wife, and we're still going to be sitting here keeping going with this. LeBron James is trash as a basketball player, period. All these frivolous stats, this NBA in-season tournament, the NBA Sippy Cup. Thank you, Ryan McCarthy. It's all... Shall I use the word? Nah. I'll give LeBron James credit for this for lasting 21 years at peak optimum shape. And there's the conspiracy theorist in me that even calls that into question because of something I saw in the past. But that's neither here nor there. Longevity is a good thing. But when you ruin the game of basketball, it's not such a good thing. And LeBron James has ruined the game of basketball. And now you have this in-season tournament to glorify him yet again. Lakers were 7-0 in the in-season tournament. Great. Woohoo. 7-0 in the in-season tournament. Let me pose a question. Is that going to translate to the real championship? They actually treated this like it was them hoisting the Larry O'Brien trophy. Stop. Just stop. You know who were the real losers of this in-season tournament? Crap. Crap being the functional word. The fans of real basketball were the real losers. Because this NBA in-season tournament and the courts they're in is crap. It's crap. I use another word, but I don't want to get in trouble. Now, according to this article, and I'm going to read this aloud, the NBA is slated as a winner. The idea of an in-season tournament was what met with apprehension, if not skepticism. And by the time the IST reached the final night of group play, there was sufficient interest. No, there wasn't. No, there wasn't. Oh Lord! And of course, they have LeBron James as a winner. Of course he's going to be the winner. They groove the road for him, just like they grooved the road for him in 2016. Sick Diggy, I'm fine. They grooved the road for LeBron James to win this stupid ass in-season tournament and the MVP therein the same way they grooved the road for him for a stimulus package in 2016 when he was busy getting a foot put in his ass by the Golden State Warriors. And I still hold, I still hold true. I still hold true to the fact that he got a stimulus package because they wanted Cleveland to win. Scrap the in-season tournament, okay? Make them all just do what you did before. Make them all play for a right to play in June. That's the real championship. This is a false championship as far as I'm concerned. False. F-A-L-S-E. False. They slated the Pacers as one of the winners. Some of the other winners, they got Indiana guard Tyrese Halliburton, Lakers star Anthony Davis, who should have been the MVP. The combo from Milwaukee of Giannis and Damian Lillard. And Las Vegas, a popular NBA destination, namely for the Summer League. An expansion is a real possibility. You know, this, I'm growling. I'm growling all this stuff. Good day, Snow Cruise. This is Ryan McCarthy. Just in time for the Dum Dum Hour, a.k.a. the BRONSEXUAL Confessions. Man, this whole in-season tournament thing is a cash grab for the NBA, and it's a cash grab for LeBron James, as if he doesn't have enough money already. As if he doesn't have enough money already. And you know what else it was a cash grab for? The city of Las Vegas. Sure, they got the Raiders. They're going to have the Athletics, and I hope that changes. Hell, the Raiders are supposed to be in Los Angeles, but that's a football subject. I'll save that for Monday. Hey, McCarthy, what's the brew this morning? The losers of the in-season tournament are real basketball fans. Because once again, we got to see LeBron James put on a pedestal he didn't earn nor deserve. For what? For wrecking the game of basketball? For wrecking the NBA? Was Cookie Crumble from Invader Coffee. Hey, Ryan, I want a sample of that. I'll say it again, and I'll say it loudly, and I'll say it very proudly. For those of us who have really got into the NBA and lived through the old school, this in-season tournament is crap. It's a cash grab for ESPN. It's a cash grab for the NBA. It's a cash grab for Las Vegas. And I'll say it aloud. It's a cash grab for LeBron James, as if he doesn't have enough of it already. They put him on a pedestal he didn't earn nor deserve. He has wrecked the NBA with subpar play. Very subpar play. It was a crap tack. You know what? Let me read this and put the proper element in there for my buddy Victor. Because he said it best. Let me put this up here. The in-season tournament, according to Victor, was a craptacular for the league and fans, and I called it. You certainly did, Victor. Did it during a conversation we had while I was driving. I knew that Kang was going to win, and I did too. foolish to think otherwise. NBA isn't for us anymore. It isn't. It's for the newbies who just want to watch highlights of LeBron James on First Take. And now a selection from the Wonder Bread Choir entitled, Please Get Rid of the Sippy Cup. For all of you that showed interest in the NBA Sippy Cup, you fool! You fool! You fool! For all of you that thought it would go another way, aside of the Lakers and LeBron James winning,
Why the you lying? Why you always lying? Oh my gosh, stop lying. Always lying to me. You lying so much. You making it hard for me.
and to think this idea was met with apprehension, skepticism, and they still went through with it. They still went through with it. They still went through with it. And it came out exactly the way Victor and I and others had predicted. Wasn't worth watching. Here's the Wonder Bread Choir again and with a reprise of Please Get Rid of the NBA Sippy Cup tournament. Just stop. Stop putting his member in your mouths and look at what he has truly done to the game, because he's done very little for the game. Just look carefully, will you please? Good gracious. He has done nothing for the game. He has no impact on the game, as far as I'm concerned. He has had no impact on the game. He has not changed the game in any way, shape, form, or fashion. All he's done was be a bull in a china shop for 21 years. What's that get you? Apparently, it gets you an in-season championship, which shouldn't stand anyway. Which led to this. Get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of the BRONSEXUAL Confessions.
Part 3 after the break, because I need some water and I need a breather. Back in a minute.
Hey, Eagles fan. Join my man Cool McCain and a host of others as they break down every single game, every single week in an objective manner, and also from a fan's perspective as well. Remember, this cast feels just like you. Nobody likes you. And you don't care. Fly, Eagles, fly. Eagles Elite Podcast. Every Wednesday at 8:30 p.m. Eastern on YouTube and other podcast outlets.
Everything Boston. I love you, you morons. You kids on the block. New edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the Four Horsemen of Pelicans. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube. Poppy J.
You got the option to cry for the government. You got the option to protest. You got the option to keep buying, but this is also an option.
Wise El Jefe.
We're the first tech geeks. We're the first gamers. We're the first everything. Everything. Like Gen X's, we are the ones.
BS3 Network proudly presents the crew from the New York boroughs who never wants that smoke. Nah, they want that fire. Poppy J and Wise El Jefe. Fridays at 9 p.m. Eastern, 8 p.m. Central. Check your local listings for your viewing and listening pleasure.
Mister? How do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
Still going. 35 after the hour. And they raised the banner of the NBA Sippy Cup. But before I do that, before I end this BRONSEXUAL madness, I'm going to hand out a bonus reality check. And this one goes to Malika Andrews. No. We're gonna do a double play on this one. I need to hand one of these to Malika Andrews. And I also need to tell her to have a seat. In case you missed it, and if you missed it, be happy. Malika Andrews was lustily booed when she walked out on the floor in Las Vegas to help present the NBA Sippy Cup. Good. Maybe your disdain for NBA players and their wrongdoings will now slap you in the face and slap some sense into you. When you cover the NBA draft, Malika Andrews, you do a horrible job because you keep bringing up things that are irrelevant. Not saying that a record, an unlawful record, should not be taken into consideration, but that's for the teams to decide. That's for the teams to make public, not you. That's for the teams to deal with, not you. Because whenever you bring up an NBA player's record or their police record or whatever, I want to say this correctly. It just shows to me your disdain, your absolute disdain for those who said no to you. Get the idea? You have no right and no business to go researching police records of potential NBA players. That is none of your business. You're required, Malika Andrews, to show and shed light on these players as they get ready to start their career. You understand that? Maybe you don't understand that. Well, maybe you understand this. I think it is my opinion that your ass should be fired. Not just for all those, but for attempting to check Stephen A. Smith, for attempting to check Kendrick Perkins, for attempting to check people that have a little bit more time than you on the air and that know a little bit more than you. Let me change my thought. That know a lot more than you. That's one of the reasons why you were booed so lustily, because as I talked about with Draymond Green yesterday, your reputation precedes you. And it's going to continue to precede you until you decide to clean up your act. But they're going to continue to let you get away with what you do because you're supposedly a pretty face in a room full of guys that supposedly know sports. I don't think you know sports at all. I don't think you care to know sports. I think you just care to know someone's police record and try to exploit it on the air. Because if you knew sports, that is what you would talk about. I mean, you work for the supposed worldwide leader in sports, don't you? Don't you? A network that has gone from being sports to being woke, and since they've gone woke, they're going broke. Thank you, Chris Dietz. And you're the leader. You're one of the spearheads of that joint going woke. And you're also one of the spearheads of that joint going broke. Because they've gone all in on Pat McAfee. They've gone all in on Stephen A. Smith and a couple of others. And to borrow from the late, great George Carlin, in terms of pay, Malika Andrews, because they actually do their job and you don't, it's a big... Take this. And get up. We now return you to your regularly scheduled programming already in progress.
In a world where partial greatness is celebrated and total greatness is shunned, there stands to be a figure on the lips of those who love him and those who hate him. The inane comparisons to Michael Jordan and Kobe Bryant continue and has existed since 2003. There is no end in sight, for the battle between those who unconditionally love and unconditionally hate him wages on. These are their stories. Welcome to the BRONSEXUAL Confessions.
So they raised the banner of the NBA Sippy Cup at crypto.com arena. I'm a little cold in my office. That's why you see a blanket. And I ain't impressed. I got so much more to say about that in-season tournament, but I'll save it. I'll save it for another time. Meanwhile, the Knicks came in there and won. Ha, 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 and ha. Thank you, New York Knicks. For a long time, the Lakers chose not to hang banners for conference or division titles. And they hung a banner to recognize the NBA Sippy Cup. And then the Knicks came in and beat them 114-109. Downer. Isn't it, Lakers? Isn't it, LeBron? You tried to do all you could to rescue that game, and you didn't do it. You didn't do it. And because I said that aloud, it led to this. So I had a conversation with a BRONSEXUAL, and dear Lord, it was a spine stopper. He began with the question of, quote, how can you say all this negativity about LeBron on a night where they raised a banner? Close quote. I am not making this up. My response to him was this. It's December, not June. And because this BRONSEXUAL looked at me like I had three eyes, I decided to play this for him.
This moment of BRONSEXUAL stupidity is brought to you by Hooked on Bronix. When you start talking like an idiotic BRONSEXUAL, Hooked on Bronix can set you right. Call 1-800-YO-KANG. Real LJPM. Now approve all this.
The genius that is Cole Johnson. Back to business. The Knicks beat y'all on a night where you hung a small-ass banner for the NBA in-season tournament, a.k.a., and thank you, Ryan McCoffey, the NBA Sippy Cup. You hung a banner for the NBA Sippy Cup, and the Knicks come in and beat you. LeBron put up 25, 11, and 11. Anthony Davis had 32 and 14. And they chose to run the offense through LeBron James, as they often do, and they lost. They ran the offense through LeBron James, and they lost. How do you like that? They ran the offense through LeBron James, and they lost. They took a big, fat New York. And they wore their black uniforms that night. Stop it. Just stop it. It ain't working. It's never going to work. Y'all are proud of an in-season tournament? Stop it. Michael.
Stop it. Get some help.
Y'all are proud of an in-season tournament championship. A cash grab for LeBron James.
You for real?
I am very much for real. They're celebrating an in-season tournament.
Bitch, are you for real?
And they wore black uniforms. What does it mean to win an in-season tournament when you are nowhere near playing for the big trophy in June? It's a crafted tournament to further the career of LeBron James, which shouldn't be furthered anymore. Y'all are so busy putting his member in your mouth for every little thing that he does that you don't realize how much he has ruined the game. You don't realize that, do you? And then they let the Knicks come in and beat him. It's like Victor just said, participation trophies are easier to get instead of the real trophies. I hate participation trophies because that's what the sports world has come to. Participation trophies. Tom Brady, anyone? He's been to 10 Super Bowls. He's won 7 of them. Yeah, but he lost 3 times in the big game. Meanwhile, Mr. Montana is perfect. 4-0 in the Super Bowl. When I grew up and played sports, you don't get participation trophies. You either won or you lost. And he's lost more than he's won. Oh, y'all didn't hear me. Let me say that again. LeBron James has lost more than he's won. All these frivolous stats that ESPN, it's ESPN's fault that we have LeBron James in our throats that we have LeBron James down our throats and up our asses. Because they're the one that discovered him from Aaron St. Vincent St. Mary games. It's their fault. And then we see the guy play and he ain't worth nothing. He cannot play basketball correctly. I've said it for 20 years. LeBron James cannot play basketball correctly. Matter of fact, I'm going to look into this camera and I'm going to say it aloud, like I said a couple of years ago. LeBron James is trash as a basketball player. Pure, unadulterated trash. To celebrate an in-season tournament by letting the visiting team come into your house and beat you. And you were healthy. Another black mark on your career, LeBron. You need to just hang him up because you have nothing more to prove. You have nothing more to prove, man. You have nothing more to prove. Hang him up and go. Hang him up and go away. Please. And let us old school NBA fans just bask in the fact that we saw better basketball before you showed up. We watched better basketball during your supposed reign. And we're going to watch better basketball after you go. Now get out of my face.
In a world where logic and sense flies completely out the window, while purple and yellow glasses are donned, rises a figure who encourages ridiculous, undying loyalty. Good Lord, I'm about to throw up. This has been yet another installment of the BRONSEXUAL Confessions.
One more break, and I'll tell you about the Snowman Stadium Tour. It's a big project, and I need your help. Back after this.
Everything Boston. I love you morons. New Kids on the Block, New Edition.
Dear whatever the law firm is. Sincerely, the U.S. Supreme Court.
Ben Affleck, Matt Damon. Go yourself again, Jason Whitlock.
transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the Bronze God.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crown they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific time zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Ready to hang with some fellas who know football? Let's ride. LC Muscles 28.
I think they're the most overrated defense in the league.
Steel Sermon.
We did not trail for a single second.
Tiny Tim.
McCarthy is a bonehead.
A Pizzle 90.
I'm going with my boys. Fins up, baby.
Get ready for the 4 Horsemen of Pelicans. Every Wednesday night at 10 p.m. Eastern, 9 p.m. Central on YouTube.
Mister, how do you operate this Twitter thing or this Instagram thing or whatever the heck? You're supposed to know all this stuff. Anyway, welcome back to the show.
To the Fanatics feedback zone before we wrap things up. The end season LeBroniment. Oh, dear God. Victor Locke, of course. What you mean? I can't. My voice is going to crack. I know that. How do you like them apples? Absolutely. Something I say a lot. The black uniforms were appropriate. The Lakers buried themselves. Participation trophies are easier to get. Thank you, Victor, for that. It's a cancellation prize on the cheap. I'm sure Wise El Jefe was balling. Dear Lord. And speaking of Tom Brady, he lost twice to the Giants. And another red X from the I Promise school. I promise what? That's all I want to know. All right. I said I'd mention a project that I'm working on. It is this. It's the Snowman Stadium Tour. I don't have the GoFundMe link up yet. I'll have it ready tomorrow. And I might, matter of fact, I'll have it ready tonight. Watch for an announcement on the YouTube channel and for it to circulate on social media. There are 3 purposes to this. The first one is to raise some money for my family so we can get out of debt and get to our next location. The second one, I want to raise a bunch of money for cancer research because I am a survivor thereof. And the third one is to honor Jody, my beautiful bride. And I've started, and I want someone to write this in the chat. The 3 hashtags I want to use. The first one is Help the Snow Family Foundation. And if someone is taking notes, please put that hashtag in the chat. The second one, Snowman helps cancer patients. That's a hashtag. And the third one, this one's for Jody. Those are the 3 purposes of the Snowman Stadium Tour. I want to see every stadium that I can. And I want to talk to as many cancer patients and or survivors that I can. And I also, for once, want to help my dear wife, who means everything to me. That's why I gave her hashtag, because when I was sick the last 2 weeks, she was there. And she's the one that rushed me to the hospital when I took a fall in the bathroom. And when I fell outside in front of her truck, she coached me to get into the truck. I was there for 4 days. She was there all 4 days. Spending time with me, talking to Cheyenne, our resident RN, our daughter that's an RN, updating everybody when I couldn't. That's why. That's why I'm doing this. She deserves a big part of this. And I want to do whatever it takes to help her the same way she did whatever it took to help me. So that is the reason for, one of the reasons for the Snowman Stadium tour. I want to thank y'all for tuning in this morning, even though we started late. I promise this will not happen again. And yeah, I am so blessed to be around so many people that not only wanted to see me give Jody a 50th year anniversary, but to continue to do this for as long as I can. And now the purpose of helping cancer patients is huge for me. After surviving cancer, pancreatic cancer at that, I want to help others. And I'll do my damnedest to do so. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they're simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We hope y'all are too. And we really hope that you help out the Snowman Stadium tour. The GoFundMe will be up tonight. Thank you guys. God bless. I'll see you tomorrow.